What if I told you that America's $34 trillion debt bomb has a secret disarm code and only one man has it? Billionaire investor Ray Dalio just dropped a financial bombshell, a 3% solution that could pull the U.S. economy back on the edge of total collapse. But there's one terrifying catch. Washington might ignore it. In this video, I'm going to break down Dalio's emergency fix and exactly how you can survive if politicians blow their last chance. Because make no mistake, the fuse is lit. $34.5 trillion in debt. That's the official number. But let's be honest, it's so big, it barely feels real anymore. It's like monopoly money, except this isn't a game. The U.S. government is now borrowing money just to pay the interest on the money it already owes. That's the definition of a debt spiral, and it's accelerating. Right now, our annual interest payments have crossed $1 trillion. That's more than the entire U.S. defense budget. We're spending more servicing debt than we are protecting the country. We're not building new infrastructure. We're not investing in schools. We're not fixing healthcare. We're just treading water, drowning slowly. The U.S. debt to GDP ratio has soared to 123%. That's higher than World War II levels. And back then, we had a booming post-war economy and global dominance. Today, we've got gridlock, inflation, and uncertainty. Every hour, America adds $2 billion to the national debt. Not every month, not every week, every hour. Ray Dalio calls this a late-stage debt cycle, a phase where trust in the currency begins to erode, where investors stop believing in repayment. And when that happens, the dollar starts to burn. And it's not just economists whispering this anymore. Former Treasury secretaries, central bankers, even billionaires like Warren Buffett and Stanley Druckenmiller are sounding the alarm. So the question is no longer, are we in trouble? We are. The real question is, how much time do we have left? So, what's Ray Dalio's miracle solution? It's not a magic wand. It's a formula, simple in appearance, but brutally hard to achieve. That's it. Dalio's 3% solution. If our economy grows at least 3% faster than we pay in interest, we can stabilize the debt, maybe even reduce it. Think of it like this. Imagine you earn 5% on your income, but your debt only costs you 2%. That 3% difference? It keeps your financial house from collapsing. Dalio isn't dreaming here. This formula worked in the past. After World War II, America ran debt-to-GDP ratios over 100%. But booming post-war growth and low interest rates made it manageable. But here's the catch. Today's economy is not 1950. Last quarter, the U.S. posted just 1.2% real GDP growth, while interest rates hovered near 5%. That's not a positive spread. That's a death sentence for debt management. To flip that equation, we need a productivity revolution. That means breakthroughs in artificial intelligence, nationwide workforce retraining, aggressive investment in green energy, slashing red tape for innovation. Dalio calls it productive reform, but warns that without it, no amount of rate cutting or tax hikes will stop the bleeding. This isn't just about economics. It's about survival. Because if we miss that 3% target, the cost of borrowing goes up, investors lose faith, and the very foundation of global finance, begins to wobble. And once confidence breaks, there's no playbook for what comes next. So what happens if we hit Dalio's 3% target, and what if we don't? Let's start with the best-case scenario. It's 2026. Congress shocks the world by actually working together. Imagine that. They rein in reckless spending, invest massively in AI, automation, and energy infrastructure. Regulations get streamlined. Startups explode. Innovation booms. GDP hits 4%. Interest rates drop. Global investors regain faith in the dollar. And slowly, the U.S. starts to outgrow its debt. The miracle happens. Now the worst case. Congress keeps fighting. No reforms. Just more borrowing. More printing. More promises. Inflation surges. Interest rates hit 8%. Debt spirals out of control. Foreign nations dump U.S. bonds. The dollar plunges. Your savings? Eaten alive. Then comes the chain reaction. Wall Street crashes. Small banks fold. Massive layoffs. Social unrest. Cities on edge. Dalio says this is not hypothetical. It's historical. Every great empire, from Rome to British, fell the same way. Debt, inflation, political dysfunction. And now, the U.S. stands at that same fork in the road. One path leads to resilience. The other? Ruin. So tell me, which road do you think our leaders are choosing right now? All right, let's say Washington blows it. Let's say they don't follow Dalio's 3% playbook. What do? Here's your personal survival plan. 3 steps to keep you protected no matter what happens next. Step 1. Inflation-proof your cash. If inflation eats cash, you fight back. Dalio recommends shifting part of your savings into TIPS, Treasury inflation-protected securities, and short-term bonds. They rise with inflation while keeping your money liquid. Personally, I'm putting 20% of my emergency fund in short-duration TIPS and Treasury bills. They're boring but safe. Step 2. Bet on productivity winners. Dalio's not just about defense. He's about opportunity. If America is going to grow out of this crisis, it'll be through innovation, AI, automation, clean energy, biotech. I'm building my portfolio around companies driving the next productivity wave. The same firms Dalio says could carry the economy and your net worth through the storm. Step 3. Build a chaos hedge. Final step. Prepare for the tail risk, a real crisis. That means holding 5 to 10% in chaos assets, gold, silver, and yes, even Bitcoin. No one knows if the dollar will implode. But if it does, these assets could go parabolic while traditional savings vanish. The U.S. might fix this, or they might not. But your financial survival should never depend on politicians. It should depend on you. Ray Dalio handed us the blueprint. He gave us the math, the warning, the escape hatch. But the truth is, he can't force Washington to act. So now I want to hear from you. Do you believe Dalio's 3% solution can still save America? Or are we past the point of no return? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. Let's get this conversation moving, because silence, that's how empires fall. If you found this video helpful, smash that like button. It tells YouTube this message needs to be heard. And make sure to subscribe to Finance 4Earn for more weekly breakdowns, smart money moves, and survival strategies in this chaotic economy.